This episode of the Poundcast is in part brought to you by HelloFresh. Make delicious food a priority this summer with quick, convenient recipes delivered right to your door. Just choose your meals and select a delivery date. HelloFresh handles all the meal planning, shopping, and most of the prep, so all you have to do is open your box and get cooking. Go to HelloFresh.com/PoundcastApps for free appetizers for life. One appetizer item per box while subscription is active. That's free appetizers for life at HelloFresh.com/PoundcastApps. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. This episode of the Poundcast is also in part brought to you by Louisville Vegan Jerky or Louisville Vegan Jerky Company. You can find their product at lvjco.com, and they make vegan jerky. It's meatless jerky, it's soy-based jerky, and they've got a variety of flavors there, such as Smoky Carolina Barbecue, and right now they've got the sesame chicken flavor. It's a small batch flavor. They come up with these small batch limited edition flavors, and sesame chicken is the one that's going off right now there, and this stuff is bagged in the United States, and it has a shelf life of 9 months, and you can get a discount on your order if you do it online by using the code word Poundcast. So you go to lvjco.com and use the code word Poundcast. You get 20% off, believe it or not. Okay, and if you don't want a discount, you want to buy it at the store, it's available at Whole Foods, Sprouts, and other stores like that. Yeah, and it's fun. Every month they have, I think it's just about every month they have got a new small batch flavor and their limited edition flavors, and those are fun. But you can get the regular forever flavors like hot buffalo wing or pepperoni pizza or whatever. It's pepperoni. It's different flavors, different kinds of fun.
Brent talking. Brent, what will Brent talk about today? Brent talking to some pimples. Brent will talk to friends, and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
Welcome to the Poundcast. My name is Brent Weinbach, and I'm here with Gabe Ruimy.
Hello.
That is how you say your name, right?
You got it right.
I say it right all the time, and then
you're one of the few.
Well, I hear people. I mean, no disrespect, but Doug will say it incorrectly a lot of times.
I get that roomy.
Yeah, he says roomy, and I always think to myself, I think it's Reamy.
Part of me wonders if roomy works better, so I kind of let it slide sometimes.
Oh, you do? Oh, so you don't correct people?
I don't correct people.
Oh, you ought to start correcting, and then people start to know.
It's true.
Letters don't always look the way they sound.
When I get the opportunity, I'll say, Gabe Ruimy rhymes with Babe Dreamy, way creamy, creamy, dreamy, reamy. Those are words that work with me.
To me, reamy is suggestive enough of sort of sexual conduct.
It is kind of sexual.
I mean, it sounds like it kind of reminds me of rim job. It's almost like you're saying, "Give me a rim job, reamy."
Like a
ream, or something like that, or you know what I mean?
Or ream me.
Yeah, ream me, something like that. Yeah.
You should ream me.
Ream me.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you come? Why don't you go home, wash up a bit, and then later today you come ream me.
Ream me, and
maybe we can get a lick going.
Could be Randy.
It could be a bit of a it could be we could be act like a couple of slags and ream me, and we might feel like a couple of slags.
Just a couple of slags,
just a couple of slags reaming each other. So
yeah, that's me.
Gabe Ruimy, is not the only. There was supposed to be another guest, okay, and that was Jake Weiss, okay, random ass teenager from one of the first episodes of the Poundcast, who's now is a grown man.
Random ass grown man.
Yeah, and.
He's
less
not
random,
He's not random. It's actually a huge absence to not have Jake here today.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in what the situation, because we were supposed to have our club here today.
Yeah.
What is that club? The club is the Plate Watchers Association of California. Okay, we are members of the club.
PWAC.
And so yeah, Gabe and Jake are part of that. We actually had an outing just yesterday. We're gonna kind of recap that a little bit. We're not gonna get too into it. Don't worry. Okay. I know some of you heard plate watching and you thought, "Come on now, Brent, don't get into that, please." Okay, because I've gotten into it a little bit on the show before.
Yeah.
And I think people don't really want to hear about it.
I mean, it formed so naturally. We were just walking out of an event. Yeah. Out of the Poundcast premiere.
Yeah, hanging out on the street. And, I kind of piped in a little bit and said, "Hey, what's your plate? Let me check that out. Let me check your plate out a little bit."
So that's got to be probably a 2022 car, 2021. And I said, "No, my plate's a swap. I had a handicap plate on here before."
Yeah.
So it's a 2018 car.
Uh-huh.
Gets exciting once we start getting into the nitty-gritty.
Exactly. I mean, look, I tell you this. Everybody, I know it sounds boring, but people are into it when you talk about it with them, And you said you've gone on some dates.
I've been on it. I've been dating this gal who's sending me license plates now.
Right.
Anybody I mention this plate theory to, I'm getting photos now.
Same here. People start sending me photos of plates, and you said that, you had to sort of correct her or inform her about the commercial plates being different than the regular plates, and then she was impressed with your knowledge.
Everybody thinks that they've maybe got one up on us when they're like, "Oh, look, I found this plate though that doesn't match." No, just give it a second. That's a truck plate, completely different system, and that was impressive to her. She said, "Wow, you're so knowledgeable." Yeah, no,
I guess I don't know. I don't know if it's. People are into it, I guess, despite it seeming like a boring topic. Again, we're not going to spend too much time on it, but we'll just get it out of the way. We'll get it out of our system, and then we'll move on to other things such as movie trivia or something else that people might be bored by. Okay? Now.
We do need to kind of clear our systems a bit. I've got a lot of plate in me right now.
Yes. Okay. Should we get Jake on the line for this?
It seems only right. I think that you have some news for us.
I do have a couple bombshells I want to lay.
Yeah. Can we call Jake?
Just, I guess, get him on your phone, I guess, and we could just pipe him in through that, even though that's not the most. He probably can hear me, right, on speakerphone?
The way our day ended yesterday was so funny.
It was kind of whack in a way, but how it ended, but okay.
There's a part, I think you have an ending that we don't know, and we have an ending that you don't know.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if Jake answers.
So, the boys and I went out yesterday to a neighborhood. We had some delicious foods, and for one thing.
That was a fabulous lunch.
Oh, man. I loved it. My stomach loved it. It's so we kind of, this expression developed out of our experience with the delicious foods, and I feel like this is something that we joked around about on this podcast before in the past maybe, but I had forgotten it. But it kind of just evolved out of our eating kind of in a natural way, which was the expression sucked. So meaning, and that's something good. So because it implies, okay, so for example, that food we ate yesterday, that sucked. Meaning it sucked the sort of genitals of our either taste buds or, stomach or whatever, It sucked the genitals of our stomach, giving it pleasure to our stomach, giving it pleasure to our taste buds. It sucked our taste buds' genitals. And so it kind of, this is how it started. It happened. I said, that flavor, or what did I say? I said something to the degree of, oh man, this meal sucked my dick just now, or something like that, And then we started going around looking for different desserts. We kind of, I don't know, we walked around it. There's a lot of things to eat in this neighborhood we were in.
That became like half of our day.
It was actually probably more focused on that than the plates, but we were looking for the perfect flavors, the perfect desserts, or the perfect ice cream.
And we were willing to go multiple places to find it.
We went, maybe 4 spots or something.
And it was possible, the perfect combination would be something from different places. We saw an insane cookie yesterday.
Oh yeah, we saw a cookie that was a chocolate chip cookie with Rice Krispies and marshmallow in it. So it was basically like a Rice Krispie treat in a cookie.
Merged with a chocolate chip
and
cookie.
And they were thin cookies too,
thin.
which that's what I like. I like a thin cookie.
But it still looks like a little bit soft in the center.
It looked chewy.
With a lacy,
it looked kind of
edge.
chewy and gooey.
Ooh.
And chocolatey, and it looked good.
Ruimy.
Honestly, it got me thinking. I'm thinking to myself, Ruimy on that one. I think that cookie might have sucked.
I think it might have sucked. I can't believe we didn't get to it.
What happened? The reason the sucked kind of happened was because I was saying, "Oh man, that cookie might suck my dick," or something like that. And then there was a kid that I noticed that was there when I almost said. So I kind of stopped myself at one point. I said, "I'm trying to look for the perfect flavor that's really gonna like suck." And I stopped myself because I saw a kid out there, and then I thought, this is just going to suck,
That's all. It ended at the perfect spot. That's all you needed to say.
And then it became this thing where I was thinking, oh, man, this might suck, With that flavor sounds good. That flavor sucks. That flavor sounds like it sucks.
I had a teacher that told me that's where sucks came from. It was like somehow derogatory to be like, oh, that sucks because it would suck a penis.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
But it's a positive
How's
thing.
that a negative
Right.
thing?
It's like, how's that a negative
Sucks came out of that, but let's just bring it back. Reappropriate.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So sucks is a positive thing now. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you see that? Well, that movie sucked.
Dude.
I mean, it's good. It's good. But I feel like this is a joke we've done on the podcast before, that we thought of this idea before maybe. But also it kind of reminds me of an idea that we definitely talked about on the podcast before, which is the expression, oh, that ain't shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so that's if something's bad, right? But if something's good, then it is shit.
True, that's the shit.
Not even that, just it's shit.
Because
it's like the opposite of it ain't shit is it is shit.
Oh, that's shit. Oh,
that's
I hear
shit.
you.
Oh, that's shit.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a similar thing in a way, Oh, that's shit.
I just thought of one the other day that came up because my friend was like, we were trying to figure out when we could all meet up, and he's like, well, at 7 I'm wrapped. And what he really meant to say was I'm tied up at 7.
Right.
But wrapped and tied, that's kind of the same thing. You're wrapping something, you're tying something, but once you're wrapped, you're done. When you're tied up, you're not free.
Right. Well, I guess wrapped, usually when people say they're wrapped, it means they're, in show business, or if you're shooting something, it means you're wrapped up.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
So it's wrong.
It's wrong.
So what are you saying it should be?
Well, no, that's right. I think it's just interesting that if you say I'm tied up,
yeah,
I'm not free. I'm wrapped, I'm free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But wrapped and tied are really similar.
But what
as
did he
words.
Say?
He said, and he accidentally said, I'm wrapped at 7, but he meant to say I'm tied up at 7.
That's weird that he made that mistake.
And he's a film guy.
Because I'm wrapped at 7. Oh, and he's a film guy.
It was
I'm
Matt Taylor.
I'm
going to just put. He's a friend of the pod.
That's very interesting that he said that, because wrapped at 7 sounds like he's free at 7.
For sure.
Meaning he's getting off at 7.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And then it's time for me to get off, and he's all tied up.
Right.
And I was hoping to be tied up.
You were hoping to get a Ruimy.
I was hoping to get tied up and Ruimied.
And so look, we had these funny expressions going on yesterday. We're looking around for desserts, and it was a pretty fun. It was a fun day, even as a pre whatever, some pre activities, but to the plate watching. As mentioned earlier, this episode is in part brought to you by HelloFresh. What is HelloFresh? HelloFresh is a meal kit service. Okay, when you use HelloFresh, it's you get a box of meal ingredients. Okay, all the ingredients come to you to your home, and everything is pre-portioned. Okay, and the recipes are there too. And you make your own meal, but you don't have to go out and do all the shopping, and you don't have to do all the measuring of the ingredients and stuff. It's all ready to go. So a lot of the, the tedious busy work is taken out of the process, and you get a home-cooked meal that you do yourself. And so that's what HelloFresh is. And there's a variety of different diets you can plans with, There's just classic classic meal plans, or there's the vegetarian one or vegan. There's low calorie diets and keto, stuff like that. Now, here's something neat about HelloFresh is that if you're heading out for a vacation, say for the summer, you can just update your delivery address and you get the HelloFresh meals delivered right to your vacation destination. And so the plans are flexible, and they work with your changing schedule. That's a bonus about HelloFresh. Also, the HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients help reduce food waste by 45% compared to grocery shopping. So that's another plus. Okay. Now I've done HelloFresh in the past, and I've had a lot of really tasty meals doing HelloFresh, and I'm looking forward to. I'm interested in exploring the vegetarian options just to change things up a little bit. You know, I'm not a vegetarian, but I like to change things up every now and then, and so I'm looking forward to some of the vegetarian meals that I'm going to try out, such as crispy falafel with pistachio couscous. I mean, if that doesn't sound good, I don't know what.
Sounds awesome.
I don't know what does. You know, yeah.
Man.
And then there's the vegan Thai ginger curry with creamy coconut veggies, peanuts, and lime rice. Those are some of the veggie meals that I'm kind of getting interest. You know, kind of my stomach's getting wet for. You know. Here's the beauty of for me personally of HelloFresh is that I'm picky about my foods and picky about the ingredients, and I get to decide what ingredients go into the meal. So yeah, they give me a recipe and they give me ingredients, but if I don't want something in there, such as onions or even garlic, I say no to that. Okay? Because with with HelloFresh, and Green Chef and HelloFresh are the same company, by the way, so it's no big whoop that I mentioned Green Chef, but with HelloFresh, I'm the chef. Okay? And I decide what goes in the food. My food, my rules.
That sucks.
Okay? Yeah, it sucks real good. and it's and so I get to really customize the meals the way I want them. That's the biggest plus of all of this, you know? They're giving me good recipes, but I can do what I want with them. So anyway, go to HelloFresh.com/PoundcastApps for free appetizers for life. One appetizer item per box while subscription is active. That's free appetizers for life at HelloFresh.com/PoundcastApps. That's POUNDCASTAPPS. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. And now, back to the program. What's going on with him? Is he not available?
He's ready. When we are.
He's Ruimy when we are. So let's get him on. Let's get him on the line and talk about what happened at how the end of the day. So this is what happened. We saw some stuff. We did see some cool stuff. Okay. We saw Gabe has his. Well, okay, we'll get him on the line. Unless he's not.
Let's see.
AT&T, let's get Jake Weiss on the line.
He's texting me. In a meeting, King.
Oh, my
Okay.
gosh.
All right, we'll get him soon.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so look. He might miss out on this entirely. Big whoop. Okay, so what we saw the other day is the big highlight of the day was Gabe saw his license plate on another car. And what I mean by that is the first four
it's a big deal.
Characters,
Yeah.
which is a number and 3 letters. Okay, he saw that. We won't say what it is. And then, there's only 1,000 of those in California. That's pretty crazy. And he saw one. Okay, so that was pretty nuts. Got a good picture out of it and everything.
Yep.
I wish we sent the picture to Aaron to put up on the screen. Blurred out, the license plate blurred out. It doesn't really matter, actually. So, and by the way, I've seen my own plate now twice, and I got a picture with both my car and side by side with the other car that had the same plate. It's pretty cool.
And you saw your license plate on the highway.
I saw it actually just on the street.
Oh.
And I was yelling out to the other car. Yo, I already talked about this on the podcast. Yo, we have the same plate, So there's only 1,000 of us. But I think, I don't know. They didn't understand what I was saying. But anyway, all right. So that was a big highlight for you.
That was huge.
And that might have been the highlight of the day, right? I mean, did we see anything else cool as a group?
We did. And it was unusual. It was a vanity plate.
Oh, the vanity plate was interesting. Now, look, we don't really care about vanity plates because people can just put whatever they want on there. Big whoop, right?
There's no luck involved.
There's no luck. There's no random thing
Yeah.
that you get that's cool or whatever, right? But in this case, it was just 3 letters, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much empty space on the plate. It was very. At first, I kind of didn't even register it as a big deal, and then the more I looked at it, the more I thought this is a big deal.
There was so much space on either side of the 3 letters.
Yeah,
It was mostly blank plate.
Yeah. And then it made us think, well, what's the minimum characters you can have on a plate? And can you just have one character? And if that's the case, there's only 9 of those plates. Or no, there's more. There's
And then all the
26.
alphabet.
There's 35. There's 35 characters. I guess if you then they also have these other special characters now too.
Oh, you could put like
as a heart,
just
or
a single hand.
a hand. You know,
Yeah.
imagine just a hand.
Just a hand.
Right.
And how does like a cop say that over the radio when he's like chasing you on the highway?
right.
It's like, I've got this license plate, just a hand.
It's hand. The license plate is hand. You go, oh, H-A-N-D? No. It's just the symbol for
Like
hand.
the shape of a hand.
It's a baby hand.
with 5 fingers.
Yeah, five finger hand. So, but then even just 3 characters, there's not a lot of those. And I wonder if those are harder to get or more expensive or what.
I'm so curious if there's any single character that's not been taken yet.
Right.
Is there just like a P that nobody went for?
Yeah. I mean, what would be the letter people wouldn't want? What's the most unpopular
Yeah, what
letter?
would be the most unpopular?
Or the least popular?
F doesn't feel great.
I could
But
see a bad boy wanting F easily.
Actually, that's true.
Just any person would want F.
F
actually,
that.
yeah, F, F.
Yeah, forget
Just imagine
F.
a plate that just had F, F. Like that's no. I actually think that's probably a pretty popular character.
Okay, let me give you a J.
I could see J being pretty
You like
popular.
J?
Big J. J. If your nickname is J,
Junior?
I mean, J's got a hit to it actually.
Shit, yeah. That's just like a
In fact, to
nice
be honest,
basketball shot.
I think every letter can be really popular if you think about it.
It's hard to
I mean,
pick
what's
a-
the least popular letter? A is pretty popular because
I think
I mean,
H feels pretty weak. H feels weak, man.
and yet I think of Spoon by H. It was a shaved ice place I used to go to.
It's a very sturdy letter. I once saw this interview with like a guy who has intense
Sturdiness.
what's that called? When you see synesthesia,
Oh, he does.
and he was like a idiot savant, brilliant, like
yeah.
math mind.
Yeah.
And he said he sees everybody as numbers.
Really?
I think he was interviewing Dave Letterman, and Dave was like, okay, what number am I? And he said, 117. It's a very nice number, tall, sturdy. The way he described 117 was
That's
fascinating.
so interesting. And then as you describe it, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, the ones and the ones are these kind of 2 kind of vertical lines, and then the 7 is kind
A
of
little
that. but
crooked, though. It's a little...
The 7 is it slants and then it has a top to it. That's interesting. The idea that people are numbers.
Yeah.
I wonder what my number is.
Can't give you a number.
Really?
Just going on. I sometimes think I have like this in me.
Wow.
I've got little feelings.
I see a number in you.
You see a number in me?
Yeah.
I think you're probably in like a two-digit number
I feel that for you
world.
too.
The 7 is actually speaking to me again.
Really?
Yeah. I'm kind of getting like a... I might say 70. 70.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking 89 for you.
Ooh, I totally see 89.
Do you see
for me.
89 really?
Absolutely.
Really?
That makes sense.
Because I see some kind of, I mean, you're a taller guy.
It's a big body number.
There's bigger, there's some
rounded.
roundness,
I've got roundness.
but there's also some height to it too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a sort of, I want to say, gentler quality to those numbers.
rounded
they're
and soft.
They're
like
softer in
nice
a way,
curves.
tall though too, and also there's a presence there.
Yeah.
But there's a softer presence, but then with some rounder, sort of larger qualities too.
High numbers, large,
Yeah.
larger than life, but gentle giant.
Now 0 for me. There suggests some robustness there. Where are you getting that?
See, for me, the 7 and the 0 work in harmony.
Okay, I understand the 7
You get the 7.
to some degree. Yes, I do, because there is a sort of lanky. I don't know. There's a kind of, and I can sort of have bad posture to a degree too, and I see that.
The way I'm thinking it is like the 7 is the body and the 0 is the mind. It's body and brain. And the 0, but that doesn't mean empty.
I kind of understand. I understand
That's
that.
not an empty head.
No, it's
like
a
all
full
encompassing, full.
Oh, okay, I get you now. There's a fullness to the brain, or the mind,
and the 7
is the body.
Is kind of doing like all the physical work,
right?
And the 0 is like your nucleus.
Right. Oh my gosh, that is a great idea. That's a great description. This is 70. That's interesting. Yeah, I like that. Oh, that makes sense.
It's a nice number.
That makes sense. I could almost see. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah,
it's kind of fun to play around with. I've had shocking luck. Real quick, just to say, I like to guess people's birthdays.
Oh, really?
Like on dates or something. I'll try to guess a birthday.
This is a really good kind of pickup line in a way, or even a first date way to sort of get a girl interested. Doing the whole number thing and kind of, that was very seductive right now, even for me, you're kind of looking at me thinking, I see this.
And it's very,
I'm seeing a 70, and I can see that working on a girl, actually.
That my birthday guessing is very seductive.
Really?
It takes deep eye contact.
Yes.
I tell them, okay, I'm going to guess 3 months. I'm just going to say 3 months. I don't want you to respond to any 1 month. And I'm going to look really intently in your eyes. And then I'll say a 4th month. And that is my guess. And it might not be one of the 3 that I said.
Oh, really?
And so then I land on that month. I do want them to tell me yes or no. I've gotten it. And then I do the same thing with the dates. Where it's like 3 days, don't say anything, and then I'm going to guess a 4th.
Yeah.
I guessed somebody's birthday.
Really?
Using that on a date. It was a first date.
Wow.
And like that just sparked magic for us.
Yeah,
We're like,
of course.
Holy shit. How?
So did she think, oh, wow, there's a connection here?
Totally.
Wow. Did you end up...
You don't mention the 200 times it hasn't worked.
And that is the case.
There's definitely 200 times it hasn't
So you've
worked.
only gotten it right once.
No, I've gotten it right 3 times.
That's amazing.
Which is a huge success rate.
That's huge.
And I've only done it probably 200 times. So that's...
Oh, you have done it 200 times?
No, not 200. I've probably done it 20 to 30.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's great.
Super high success rate.
That's so the women that you've done that to correctly, did those turn into relationships that lasted a long time?
One of them was, a long pen pal.
Really?
A long time pen pal.
Okay.
It was like a international date I went on. It was like a one-night date.
International date?
I didn't fly internationally for it, but I was in London for a week and went on a date the last night of my trip. And it was the only time we met.
Did she feel really connected to you that night?
We felt so connected.
Really?
We're like, I don't know how I'm going to leave tomorrow.
Really? You said
because
that?
I guessed your birthday.
Right. I kind of want you to guess mine now.
I don't know your birthday.
I'm not going to say if it's right or not because I don't want people to know my birthday, but I'll tell you later if you were right.
Okay.
But we can see the process happen.
All right, deal.
Then again, I don't want... Well, no. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't want people to think, oh, well, it actually probably is my birthday because you're good at this. I don't think so, though.
I'm not good enough.
He missed... Look, If he's done it 30 times, he's missed 27 times. So the odds are this is probably not my birthday. But go ahead, and I'm not going to confirm it until
everyone's going to be trying to read your reaction.
Yeah. I know exactly. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you reading my reaction.
Okay, I'm going to have to get personal here.
And by the way, is it helpful for you to be attracted to a woman? You know, like is the attraction kind of help? Does that help you get into it? Kind of.
Definitely.
Right. So that's.
There might even be like a smell factor.
Oh, really?
I think there could be a smell factor.
Okay, so have you ever guessed someone's birthday who you weren't on a date with?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I did. I guessed a classmate in a college lecture. Person sitting next to me.
It was just a friend.
And I didn't even know her, really.
Oh, it was a woman, though.
It was a woman.
Do you feel it's easier to guess women's birthdays? Have you ever guessed a man's birthday correctly?
No.
Okay, so there's probably something there. There's something about that
you're revealing holes in my.
No. I think that there's something. I think that you probably feel there's probably some kind of attraction that is helping you get their birthday. You know what I mean? That's helping you.
That's possible.
Get, kind of what do you call it? Tuned in to whatever is going on with them or something like that.
Totally.
Which is not a flaw. That's just.
Yeah.
It's easier for you to get in the zone with somebody if you're kind of feeling an attraction to them or something like that.
There also might be an element of like women wear their birthdays on their sleeves more.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like I think guys can kind of blend in a little more together. Like astrology stuff I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
But I could see just that coming through more maybe for women.
That's interesting.
That's a reach.
Let's give it a shot, though.
All right, I'm going to give it a shot. Now immediately.
Do you want me to do anything with my body or face?
Eye contact.
Okay. Okay.
Immediately you're giving me some winter. I'm like feeling so much in the winter with you. However, there's also these little trickling notions of like early spring, like an April showers. But there's something about like, and that I'm not saying anything yet. This is just kind of discourse.
Sure.
You know?
And plus, you haven't even gotten to the phase where you name 3 months. I don't say anything.
Yeah, like this is not my 3 months. Saying April showers, this is just me kind of getting into the ether, feeling out the
By the way,
space.
I will confirm the month when you get to that stage.
Okay.
You know, if you want.
That helps a lot.
Okay, but I won't confirm the day on the air.
Good deal. Okay. Yeah, so I feel so much happening in the winter. Maybe because I'm a winter and I feel a winter connection. But I'm leaning in a November, but there's little trickles of December and January in there. The shocker that almost seems obvious would be in October. And I'll tell you now, I'm not going to guess October. But I won't be surprised for a second if it's October. However, I'm really living in this April range, this November range. We're making some decisions. I'm going to guess April. I'm going to guess November. And I'm going to guess... I haven't even mentioned September. September and December are really teasing me. I'm going to say fuck it, December. And so we got April, November, December. Go with my gut. That's what I felt from the beginning. I'm going to guess December.
Now, do you want me to answer this, or do you want to let the mystery just live on?
What do you think the pimples want?
I also don't want to. I don't want to draw attention to a possible, miscall.
Oh shoot! I was in there
you know
and
what
I
mean?
got out.
I think if I don't say if that's right or not, then I don't know if what I've said already has said too much. But if I don't say anything, then it's still possible that you're right and there's a mystery to it, and wow, the women like that, you know?
That's nice mystery.
But if I say if it's wrong, or even if I say if it's right, then I don't know, there's less mystery. But then again, if you're right, then people then they like that.
If this was your response to it being right, that would be wild.
Right.
If it was right and you're like,
right.
Well,
do you want me to answer it? I'll answer it. It's up to you.
Yeah.
That's not correct.
Yeah, but I did mention one of the right months. You don't have to say.
At where? Do you mean at one point in the discourse?
In my discourse, I did bring up the right month. Yeah. See, I know I'm playing with the right pieces. Sometimes I grab the wrong cookie, but I'm in the right cookie jar.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I'm going to go over to the days.
Okay.
I'm going to go for days too, because I think I could still hit here.
Okay.
And I'm immediately eliminating 1 through 9. There's no 1 through 9 happening. I'm only in double digits. I could so see it being a 30. I could so see it being a 22. And I could see it being something that's 16, 17, 18. Yeah. All right, Brent. I'm going to give you 18.
Okay.
And
we'll leave it at that.
One. Leave it at that.
And we'll leave it at that.
Folks, what camera am I looking at? Just know there's some moves. I can pick out of the cookie jar 3 out of 30 times. Or 1 out of 10. All right.
Wait, 3 out of how many times? 3 out of 30. Yeah, 1 out of 10. Yeah,
1 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's
okay, well, that was cool. That was really interesting. And
thanks for entertaining that. That was fun.
No, that was great, actually. That was great. I feel like I feel something, you know. I don't know.
A little vulnerable.
I feel like I feel kind of like I just got reamied. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what I think getting reamied is.
That is kind of the treatment.
Yeah, that is. So, okay, is Jake ready?
Let's see if he texts me back.
I mean, I know you guys, we've moved on at this point, but we haven't really. It was just tangentially kind of went off somewhere.
I told him text me when you're free.
And he's not.
He hasn't texted yet.
All right, well, we're going to just have to do this without him.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know?
We've got some things to
Plus,
talk
you know
about.
what? To be honest, we have a little group messaging kind of thing that we do. And he can be kind of absent sometimes from that, you know? But then he'd come back. Sometimes I've even kind of questioned. I've said, "Where's Jake?"
Yeah,
you know.
But then he'll pop in with with a nice paragraph and a link.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, here's some follow up research you guys can do.
No, totally. So, the big highlight was that we saw his car, his plate, that is, and then you guys were we parted ways at a certain point. What was the other big news?
The very blank vanity plate.
Oh, the blank one, yeah. Then we said, why don't you get your car and park next to that car and get a good shot of both cars next to each other. That's going to be cool. And we parted ways, and you guys went to go do that, but you were also going back to your cars to whatever. His parking meter had run out. And as I left, okay, so something that we do is not only do we look for, I don't know, special plates that connect to us for some reason, like our own plate or whatever. We look for old cars, but we also look for the newest. We look for old plates, that is. We also look for the newest plates that are coming out, okay? Because sometime probably next year, probably the end of next year maybe, the series is going to end, and it's going to be a new series, which there hasn't been a new series since 1980, so it's a special thing that's coming up. But we're looking for the newest plates. And I had seen 2 of sorry. I know this is going to sound boring, but right now we're in the 9Ns, but it's been hard to see them. Okay, before we were kind of, you know, It was 9Ms that were the new ones, and we started seeing them, and now we see them all the time. 9Ms. Okay.
I'm not even taking pictures anymore.
Yeah. At first, he was taking pictures.
Any 9M.
Then it got to a point. I started seeing later and later 9Ms. So we're talking. I saw a 9MSS, and then I saw an. I don't think I told you guys this, but I even saw a 9MSZ, and then I saw a 9MT, and I think I think that was the latest I had gotten to. Oh no, it was 9MUY, because I said I was muy close to seeing an N there, and I said I think I'm going to see an N anytime now, I think it's coming. And then very shortly afterwards, I did see, and I got a picture of it too because I happened to be with somebody with a camera. I saw 9NAZ, 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 which also implies, oh wow, 9AZ. That means the B is coming up real soon too. If we're at 9AZ, we're coming up at 9NB, right? Anyway, I saw a couple days later, or something like that. I saw another 9 Nas. So I saw 2 9 Nases, right?
Nuts.
Okay, so now yesterday. What?
Nuts.
That's Nas. That's Nas, guys. That's not. Well, it's not as Nas as what happens next. So you guys went to go do your thing, and I was leaving the neighborhood that we were in. I was just a couple blocks away, and I turned on the one street, and we never saw. We were hoping to see a 9N, okay? And I smelled it too. I smelled it sort of in a psychic way. I said, I think there's a 9N around here. I turned this corner and I saw a 9N. But not only was it a 9N, it was a Nas. It was a 9 Nas. Again. That's the third time I saw a 9 Nas.
Unreal.
And I said, and I paused, and I did actually have to go somewhere, and I was a little bit late for, and I thought, I gotta tell the guys, and I don't have a cell phone, I don't communicate that way. So I said, okay, I gotta drive over to where that other car was, where you were gonna try to get your car to. So there was a bit of traffic, and I had to make a left turn, and stuff took time, and I tried getting over there, and I couldn't find the car. And then I later found out that the car drove away before you got there, but Jake got a picture of it though.
Jake got there right as they were driving away.
Yeah.
And then Jake followed that car for a while on the phone with me, trying to get me to catch up with them so we could, I don't know, stop this car.
Oh, maybe you could pull up next to it at a stoplight or something like that.
That's true.
I don't know. So then I went to Rite Aid. You parked at this Rite Aid, and I went over there to look for you there. I was trying to find you guys, as I said. I wanted to say, guys, you got to check this out, You got to get here. Follow me, And I was going to have you guys follow me and find the 9 Nas. Anyway, didn't happen. I didn't find you guys, and I just thought, and I wrote it down. I wrote the number down, and I thought, oh, man, that's crazy, right? So then just less than 5 minutes later, I was on the road, and I saw another 9 Nas. I thought, what is going on here? Then, about 10 minutes after that, and I was in East Hollywood, I was driving around, and I saw another 9 Nas. We're talking, I saw 3 9 Nases, all in the same
one day.
Also in the same really short time frame,
4 within the week.
Yeah, 5 in a week.
5.
I saw 5 in a week, but also 3 within 20 minutes or something.
Let's not forget, there's only 1,000 of these in California.
There's only 1,000 of these in California. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, it made me think, okay, there's some DMV that's in Hollywood or something, and it's distributing these. They have all the 9 Nases, and they're distributing them, I guess, And so, but even if that's the case, there's still, how many cars do you think there are in Hollywood?
Those cars are going to disperse. There's
how many cars are there in Hollywood? 1 million, maybe?
I was thinking something like 50,000, and now that feels way low.
No. It's probably 1 million in Hollywood.
In Hollywood?
I don't know.
It's way more than 50,000, and it could be close to 1 million.
Okay, I don't know how much it is, but I did think to myself, if there's 1,000 Nases, 9 Nases, and there's say 1 million cars, is that just 1 in 1,000?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not that big a deal. Well, that's sort of a big deal. Like a 1 in 1,000 chance of seeing a 9 Nas, and I've seen 5 of them.
Yeah. That's more impressive than my birthday guess.
That's kind of interesting. I don't know how many cars there are in Hollywood, and maybe I don't know what area that covers, that DMV, but maybe let's say it's Hollywood. I don't know how many cars there are in Hollywood. Is there a way to look that up?
Aaron?
How many cars are in Hollywood? That's the question. Anyway, all right, whatever. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Maybe it's a 1 in 500 chance. I don't know, But whatever the case may be, you find anything? I by the way, I did try to look it up, and I was finding varying results.
In L.A. area, they say 5.4 million automobiles in the L.A. area.
I saw 2.5 million on a result. It's hard to find
for L.A.
Yeah, for Los Angeles altogether. But then I was trying to look in Hollywood. And I don't know.
Just Hollywood. Then
let's say there's 500,000 cars in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, that's still a 1 in 500. Why 1 in 500?
Yeah.
And I saw it 5 times.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts.
That's huge.
But then again, 1 in 500, that's not that crazy in a way when you think about it.
Why 1 in 500?
I don't know if there's half as many.
Of those.
I don't even know if I'm doing the math right on this. And whatever the case may be, it's still crazy, okay? But here's what's also crazy. So that happened, okay? And now here's the bombshell. I saw another 9N today on the drive over here on the freeway. Oh, by the way, just to add on to the day, sorry, going back to yesterday, after I saw the 3 9 Nazes, I then saw his plate. The one that we had seen earlier. But I don't know if it was I don't think it was the one we saw earlier. Wait, you got a picture of it? No, you got a picture of it.
Because we know that it was a white Volvo.
No, it doesn't matter. We got the picture of that one, and I wrote down the number. Oh, no, I didn't write the number of the other one. Oh, I don't remember. It could have been, by the way, it could have been that car.
But that car was just long gone.
Well, I saw it in East Hollywood. I saw it parked on the street, and I actually asked Gabe, did you park on this one street in Hollywood? And because I said, I think I might have saw your car, or it was somebody else. It could have been the other car that we saw earlier.
It's possible.
But whatever the case may be, that's nuts that we saw his license plate earlier that day, and then I saw it again, and it could have been the same car, although I don't know, because maybe I fell behind that car when I was looking for it, and then by the time first of all, that's crazy odds that I went on the same street where that car would be parked later on.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a main street.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts anyway, even if it was the same car.
True.
So that's kind of nuts. Anyway, today, I'm on the freeway and I see a 9N, and guess what it was?
Nuh-uh.
What do you think?
Nas.
No, I'm saying no. That's me saying no. That's me saying no.
You saw a 9N, and so I'm going to guess it was a high N. Like a 9N. Like F.
Nas. Yesterday, I saw 3 9NAZ. Today, I saw 9NBA.
What?
So, first of all, one, it's NBA. That's kind of cool, right?
Definitely.
National Basketball Association, whatever. But 2, it's the next one. You know what I mean? Oh, did you not get that?
Oh, I did. I was just thinking how cool NBA is.
No, that's the cooler part is that it's the next one. Oh, my God.
It's right after.
It's right after AZ is BA, That's pretty cool, right?
That lends some credence to our theory that there's a DMV that's got them all lined up in order.
Well, what are the... Yeah, I guess, right? That's crazy that I saw 3 9NAZ and then 9NBA today. Wow. It was on the freeway, but it wasn't in Hollywood. It was, I don't know, wherever. It wasn't in Hollywood. So
wow.
All of the Nazes that I saw were all in Hollywood, except for one was on the freeway, which could have been, it was kind of in Studio City, so that could have been on the way to Hollywood. But
yeah.
Anyway, so that's crazy though, right? But you saw an N too.
I saw an N on my way here.
Yeah.
My first N.
Yeah, your first N.
I haven't seen an N yet.
Yeah.
Now, it's an earlier plate than the Nas.
It's
NAL.
Oh, really?
It's on 9NAL.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, I don't know what that means for us exactly.
Well, all I know is that for our group, for our club, NBA, that's the latest plate.
That's the latest, absolutely.
That's the latest.
I like that it's NBA.
Yeah, I know. NBA is pretty cool, man. It's got some dunking quality to it. It kind of makes
For
me feel like
sure.
a dunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a dunk. I actually wrote down the whole number. There's it. Sitting on it.
And I mean, there's just so much more of the country,
I won't
right?
say the whole number, but yeah.
There's so much.
I wrote it down, though.
Nice piece. It's a nice piece.
And
if there's so many Nas's around LA, and now we're also getting NBAs,
yeah.
what's the rest of the country getting? They can't
You
all
mean
be getting
state.
No, the state. Right. The rest of the state.
Yeah.
They can't all be getting NBAs because there's only 1,000.
I know. Well, then it made me start to think. I'm sorry. We'll move on. I swear. We got movie trivia coming up. This is the last thing. I know. Do you have another bombshell?
No, it was just really funny.
Wait, didn't you say that the way the day ended, I didn't know about?
I didn't realize that you knew that Jake was chasing my license
I didn't know he was
plate
chasing
around.
the car. I knew that he took a picture of the car. I thought it was when it was leaving. He got there when it was leaving and just took a picture of it.
It was like a Gone in 60 Seconds. Like, oh God, they're leaving right now.
It's funny because while he was chasing the car and you were trying to maybe catch up to them,
Yeah.
I was over there chasing you guys. I was trying to find where you guys were. I was like, where are those guys? I gotta show them this 9 Nas. It was crazy to me that I saw another 9 Nas, and you have no idea how crazy it was to see 2 more after that. That's crazy.
That is
And they were
nuts.
all, and I've been making sure the numbers on all these, they were all different numbers than the ones I saw, earlier too. The one on the freeway and the one I saw the first night I saw it.
This is exciting. You
So-
guys aren't excited about
Come on,
this?
guys, it's interesting, right?
This is good
You know it's kind of interesting, and come on, you're kind of into it, right? You're a little bit kind of reamed a little bit.
The second you start thinking about it when you're
Right.
driving, it gets fun. Because you're not doing that much when you're driving
Right.
anyways. Starting to spot out different plates.
Right.
Something to do.
Right. It also makes me think, gosh, I'm on the road a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I drive a lot. Because for all the data that we gather and
Totally.
we share, I'm thinking to myself, geez, I'm always seeing stuff. I'm on the road a lot. It's just crazy.
To collect 4 9 Nas's.
5.
5 in a week.
Yeah.
That's a lot of driving.
And an NBA. And the fact that we saw 2, that's crazy. Anyway, the last bombshell I'm going to drop is this. And this is not that positive of one, but if I'm being totally honest, and I wanted to drop this in front of Jake too, but whatever, you'll just get the full blow here. If I'm being totally honest, I'm not as into the plate watching as I was, say, 3 months ago. And the reason why, but yesterday was fun.
Yeah.
And seeing all those Nas's was crazy. But the reason why is because I kind of have seen a lot of the stuff I wanted to see at this point. I wanted to see a 1. I wanted to see a pre-1, and I've checked off a lot of the list of stuff I've wanted to try to see. So that's why I've kind of shifted my attention to the newer plates now,
I
because
was going to
that's
say the exact same thing.
yeah, because I've seen all the old plates now, and I've seen all the variations of the old plates, and weird other special interest plates too,
This is like the end of a birdwatcher's career where, you set out with some lofty goals. I hope I can see that, that Madagascar woodpecker.
Right,
To us, that was like a 1.
right.
And then I got my first 1. It was a thrill.
Yeah, totally.
But once I've seen a 1, I don't need to see another 1.
At this point,
really.
I've definitely seen. I mean, okay, remember how
And a pre-1.
well, remember how excited we were to see 4s?
Yeah.
4s were, and those are so common now, and it's no big whoop at all. And then 3s were a huge deal, and now it's not a big deal at all. And then 2s were a big deal. Now I've seen 2s are actually still kind of a big deal, but I've seen a lot of them, and so it's not as thrilling,
Yeah.
And 1s are a big deal, definitely, but it's not as big a deal. It's not as big a deal as it once was.
My focus has totally shifted for sure.
Yeah.
All the thrill is in the new ones now.
Yeah.
And because that all the old ones exist. Like I could come up with any combination of an old plate, 1 ABC 1 2 3. That would be insane to see a 1 ABC 1 2 3. But I know that it's out there.
Right. Well,
I didn't know 9 NBA was out yet.
it will be out there, though, I suppose.
True.
I mean, eventually.
But when do you
Look.
get to see your first one?
Look, the one I do think what's fun about the old plates is that just to think, wow, this car is still running. This car is still out there in commission, and just that somebody has kept this car or that car has been. I don't know, it's just interesting that that's alive and that plate is alive. I don't know. That's just kind of cool. I think.
Yeah.
It is cool to see old plates, and it's cool to see the cars
and
that come with the old.
The car is probably cool if it's on the road.
Well, that's part of it. That's cool. That's cool too. Is just seeing old cars, and then you kind of learn about cars a little bit, and you see which cars are lasting too, which are usually Chevys, which is interesting too.
True.
I've noticed that Chevrolet, those cars are built to last. It seems like,
especially
the
trucks
Suburbans,
and the Suburbans.
Those are lasting. They're out there.
It's always funny when like I've pulled over to take a photo of a plate of like a really old VW Bug or something, and the owner is like coming out of their house. They see me.
Yeah.
They always think that I'm interested in the car.
Oh yeah.
And I just go along with it because I'm afraid they'd be disappointed if I told them. Actually, no, it's just the plate is really cool. I like your plate.
I've actually become interested in both at this point.
Yeah,
I start to become interested in the car now too, because I'm thinking, oh, what year is that? I've learned I'm better at gauging years now for cars because of this a little bit. I can sort of say, oh, that's a '60s, or that's even early '60s, or whatever. Because I would say probably it's probably hard for you to tell a car from the '40s and the '50s, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I could maybe make a guess on a '50s car.
Yeah, it's interesting. '50s cars are not going to have any plates that are of the time, but anyway, all right, let's move on. I just wanted to drop that bombshell that I'm kind of not I'm not as into the plate thing lately, but yesterday was fun.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And there is some fun to be had, and seeing that NBA earlier today, that was pretty cool.
We're going to keep feeling some sparks down the road.
Yeah, but it's sort of not as exciting as it was once I kind of understood the system for the first time, and then hadn't seen the old plates. Anyway, whatever. Let's move on.
We'll see what the new number system does to us too. We might get excited about once the plates flip.
Right. Yeah, that's the big news lately. Is that they definitely have announced that there's a new system. That what the new system is going to be, which is going to be the flip of the current system, so it's going to be 3 numbers, 3 letters, and 1 number. Yeah. So whatever.
Pretty good.
I'm a little adverse to change, so it's going to take me a little bit of getting used to with the new system, because I like seeing 1 number and then 3 letters. It's a system that it makes sense to me.
Familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough change.
How much time have we done so far?
50.
Should we do some movie trivia stuff? You have a game.
I have a little game that I think would be fun.
Should we do it in the Unzipped?
We could unzip.
Maybe unzip. Sorry, we didn't just talk. We talked about numbers also. We talked about birthdays. It wasn't just plates. Okay, let's talk a little bit about one other thing, and then we'll save the movie game for the Unzipped, or should we do the movie game now?
You got something in mind?
About something else to talk about? Not really, to be honest. I mean, I'm still buzzing off of our outing yesterday, though.
Me too.
It was because of the food and stuff. The food was awesome.
The food just took the priority, and I'm glad it did.
The food was awesome. I mean, the food sucked.
It sucked hard. That Branzino looked sucky.
Oh my god, I got this Branzino. We weren't even going to go to this place. You know what's crazy? The food was so good, I wanted to eat more food afterwards.
Yeah. We've both felt so perfectly satiated.
My stomach felt so awesome.
I felt like how food's supposed to treat you. Like you have energy, and like
it's just there weren't any ingredients in the things I ordered that made me have any bad aftertaste or anything. Because for me, garlic does that, and I actually kind of hate garlic, and onions certainly. I avoid onions. I just felt great, and I actually didn't even want to get any kind of dessert or ice cream afterwards because I didn't want to mess with what was going on in my system, It's rare
too often I eat food and just feel sick, or I feel like I need to go to bed after. It's like not giving me like what most animals feel when they eat food.
Or there's some weird aftertaste. Yeah, I felt perfect.
I felt so
good I wanted to eat a sandwich afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, because Jake got the sandwich afterwards. Well, he didn't eat it at the restaurant that we ate at. Because first we were going to go to the sandwich place, and then I said, wait, let's check this out a little bit. We looked at the menu. I said, oh, that looks good right there. That looks like it sucks. You know, that looks really sucky right there. And then I said, and I got these two dishes. I got this burrata and pear kind of salad. It was good as dick. I mean, it sucked.
That burrata looked plump.
You know, it was plump, but it was also soft, and it worked. It worked well with the pear, and there was other stuff in there too, but it was good as dick. And then I got this branzino, and it had fennel and orange and fennel, and it was so good. Oh, and it had these butter letters kind of thing, but it had a yuzu kind of sauce on it or something like that. It was really good. My body loved it.
It looked amazing.
My body loved it, and so did my mind. The 7 liked it, and so did the 0. It kind of fulfilled both. It fulfilled both numbers. You know, I hit both numbers on that one. You know, I hit a 7 and a 0 on that one.
The 9 of my 89 was very happy with the panzanella I went for. It was a nice kind of garden medley. And then I went for that steak tartare, and that's the 8. That's the 8 of the 89. That's the snowman getting filled up. Nice meat, raw meat. That's the 8. So yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. No, that was, I mean, you went for that whole raw meat thing. That was interesting.
Well, I told you, I have been seeing this lady who told me that that's like the most disgusting thing she could think of eating.
Yeah.
She's a vegetarian.
Right. And this
said, what would be the worst meat entree for you? And she said steak tartare. And I got steak tartare in my mind because I like steak tartare.
Yeah.
And
it was good.
And it was good.
Yeah.
It was nice.
And it felt really good in your body.
And I felt so clean. I felt efficient.
I felt clean too. Clean was a great word because I felt clean about what I ate too.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so clean, and I felt perfect. I felt like the perfect man.
Peak performance.
I was the perfect man. And honestly, the ice cream we got afterwards, well, I pretty much enjoyed it. It did take my perfect. I wasn't perfect after that.
It slowed me down so bad.
Yeah.
That you saw that cone was melting all over my hand.
Yeah.
It was just all the cleanness I felt. Now I'm just sticky.
Yeah, I wasn't perfect anymore. I was perfect after my meal.
Yeah.
Although I was so perfect, I wanted to keep eating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I felt so good about it. And Jake got the sandwich. For some reason, he didn't order food from that restaurant. And then he ended up getting the sandwich from the place where we were supposed to go originally. And I saw him eating that sandwich, and I thought, that looks pretty good. I want
so
that.
Good.
And I actually want to go back right now and eat that sandwich.
Yeah, okay.
I'm so hungry for it. I love food.
We're going back.
We got to go back, even though it wasn't the best hot spot for seeing stuff. Although it ended up being kind of crazy later, but actually it was a hot spot because you saw that. Oh, by the way, we saw this one plate that said GMP on it. It was some number and then GMP, and it looked like GIMP kind of. And we were going, and then I said, "Oh, look at that GIMP." I pointed to it, and I realized the woman whose car it was getting into it at the same time. And it almost sounded like I called the woman a GIMP. But if I kind of wanted her to hear that a little bit because I wanted her to kind of take offense so I could say, oh no, I mean your plate, you know? Yeah. And then you got to talk to her about the license plate stuff a little bit.
Yeah. It's nice to get that out of people, like get a little enthusiasm.
Yeah, I like to get people into it, you know, because when I saw the plate that was my plate, it was a guy who was working at the gas station, and I got him into it. I said, you know, there's only 1,000 of those. And you know, he went, oh really? And he kind of got a little excited, you know.
Yeah.
He took the picture for me actually.
That's awesome.
And then he sent it to me on email.
I wish I could have gotten the picture with my plate doppelganger. The two of us.
I wish you
next
could have
to each
got
other.
that. I wanted to ask him later where did he get his car from, because I wanted to see if there was a correlation between where I got my car and
That's
stuff.
smart.
You know? Well, that was your suggestion.
Yeah.
And so I emailed him and I said, hey, just out of curiosity, where did you register your car, you know, or whatever, you know, or whatever, or do you know where this car's from? And he never wrote me back. So I guess the connection ended on that one. But anyway, so yeah, we felt really good about our meals. And then there was a lot of places to get desserts. I mean, there was a couple different ice cream places. And then there was the gelato place that had the cookies. Then there was this taro donut place, which that looked.
I nearly forgot about the taro.
Pretty suckable.
There was like cardamom rose.
Wait, was it cardamom rose?
Cardamom rose taro donut.
This is what I really wanted. This was a donut. It was, I guess, a taro donut. It was raspberry, dragon fruit,
coconut tres leches.
Coconut tres leches. Oh, that sucks me right there. You know,
sucks. Bro.
That even just the thought of it sucks me.
How are you gonna do that?
Even the thought of it sucks.
You're gonna take a coconut tres leches on a dragonberry,
First of all,
dragon fruit.
Raspberry is my number one favorite fruit. Okay, so you're already sucking me hard on that one, right? Then you got dragon fruit, which I love. Okay, so raspberry, dragon fruit, and then first of all, I love tres leches. But it's coconut tres leches. I love coconut. It's all stuff I love, all in one thing. And I thought, I almost wanted that, and I thought, you know what? No, okay, we're going to have to come back. You know,
that's one of those.
Because we already kind of decided we were going to get ice cream, I guess. You know?
Yeah. When it just sells you on each ingredient, you're like, ooh, dragon fruit, I'm sold. Raspberry too? Wait
tres
a minute.
Leches, but it's coconut
Coconut?
Oh my gosh.
How?
Somebody, I need some pliers to get this. I'm getting sucked a little too hard right now. I need some pliers or something to get this thing off of me.
Suckleberry cornbread put in.
Well, that's actually the flavor of ice cream I got. One of the flavors I got was huckleberry cornbread.
Yeah.
This is an ice cream flavor. And blue cheese pear. I thought, okay, I had the pear burrata earlier as an appetizer. Then, maybe as a dessert, it's a sort of a cheese and pear kind of sandwich of sorts.
Pear two ways.
And that way I get the sandwich that I always wanted.
Yeah.
You know? But, in the end, it was cool. It was cool. But in the end, to be honest, I kind of regret not getting that burnt orange creamsicle, you know?
I heard that. Yeah.
I would go back for that.
I got a sample of that, and it was nice.
Yeah. I want the lavender. Wild berry lavender mixed with the burnt orange creamsicle. That could suck me pretty hard, I think.
I'm going back for the lavender, and I'm getting that damn cookie. Chocolate chip, Rice Krispie marshmallow.
I want that.
And I want to make that a lavender ice cream sandwich.
That sounds right.
Isn't that right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's pretty
I kind of feel like I need to go back to that area 3 more times, because I want to get the taro donut thing. I want to get that raspberry dragon fruit tres leche coconut thing. I want to get that donut, and that will be my dessert. And then I want to eat that sandwich. Probably get a caprese. That's it. Anyway, all right.
Good stuff.
Any last things? Any last words before? Anything you want to plug?
Oh, I'm on Instagram, Corny Sean. Check out Storyhand.
That's spelled S-H-A-U-N.
True. Thank you.
Where's that name from?
It's like the Corny Sean pickle.
Yeah, Cornish. Yeah.
And I just like...
Your name's not Sean at all.
My name's not Sean. That definitely throws people off.
I mean, what I was asking is, that's not your middle name at all.
There's no Sean in my name.
Yeah.
But I kind of... You know how like in Philly they'll call people John? Like, oh, you see that John?
I guess.
And like you can call anybody a John. Your grandma, your girlfriend.
Well, a John is a client of a prostitute.
And they'll just kind of use that as just a friendly little term of endearment.
What it was?
I think it's funny to call everybody Sean.
Okay.
What's up, Sean?
Okay.
So
I like that. I like that your name is not Sean or related to Sean. And
there's no Sean, but I went for Sean.
Yeah, that's cool. That works.
Corny.
So Corny Sean, S-H-A-U-N.
True. Check out Storyhand Presents. We have a couple short films on there. I'm doing a comedy show on Saturday at Fourth Wall Comedy Cafe. I don't know if this will be out by then.
They won't see that. They won't hear about that until next week. But
you guys missed out.
But you know what, though? check out some other shows.
There we go.
Gabe
Check out some
Ruimy,
shows.
spelled Ruimy.
You got it.
Okay.
Thanks for having me, Brent.
Hey, thanks for being on. And if you want to carry on with us, Sean is gonna hang out a little longer.
Let's do it, Sean.
And this Sean right here is gonna hang out a little bit. We're gonna do some bonus. We're gonna do a movie trivia game, I think, right? And we're gonna. The way to do that is to join our Patreon, patreon.com/Poundcast. And it's fun. There's little tidbits on there, but most of all, you get the unzipped portion of the show, which is where we do at least another half hour, and we get unzipped and we see what shakes loose,
Hell yeah.
And so do that, and we're also on YouTube if you want to watch the show. It's youtube.com/thepoundcast, and we're on Instagram, the Poundcast, which is there's some clips on there, and I don't know, you can connect with other people on there. And then there's a TikTok account as well, the Poundcast. Thank you to Jack Birch for his help with behind the scenes with the stuff online. And then thank you to Aaron Brunkart behind the boards. And that's it. And we'll be back, next week as usual. And that's all I'll say. So, we'll see you in the Unzipped, or otherwise we'll see you next week on the Poundcast. I'm Brent Weinbach. Bye-bye.
Brent talking. Brent, what will Brent talk about today? Brent talking to some pimples. Brent will talk to friends, and Brent talking on the Poundcast.